we have a surprise for you. We have here in the MCC Zhang on the violin and Leo on the guitar, playing for you and for us here in the MCC. Enjoy.
That's wonderful. That's so great. And I told to Zhang that I love violin and wonderful. I'm very grateful you do that.
Last summer, Bertrand Piccard asked me to perform two of his favorite Leonard Cohen songs during the final flight of Solar Impulse. On July 25th, 2016, one day before the final landing of the around-the-world voyage of Solar Impulse, guitarist Leopoldo Genola and I were in the Mission Control Center preparing for this live performance. Surrounded by all this amazing technology, I was standing there holding my violin. A few pieces of old wood, some horsehair, put together by glue. Well, the Solar Impulse technology, is the most amazing innovation of our era. The design of the violin is more than 500 years old. Talk about sustainable design. My violin is more than 130 years old, but the tree that it once was will be much older still. This beautiful wooden box was able to offer a gift of music to Bertrand Piccard flying inside a futuristic solar plane. Century-old technology meets brand new innovation. Both are design successes, a testimony to our human ingenuity. Whenever we mention the word exploration, often the images of the North or South Pole would appear. Wild jungles, vast deserts, open oceans, ice-capped mountains, new frontiers, the deep unknown. But there are other kinds of exploration, such as taking something that is familiar and available and transforming it into something new with lasting impact. All violins begin life as a tiny seed, growing from the earth, nurtured by the sun, until someone decided to give it a voice. And then suddenly, all trees are potential violins able to offer music. The Solar Impulse technology is much more complex. But perhaps in the very beginning of the idea was not so different from the first master luthier contemplating a forest. I imagine Bertrand Piccard and André Borschberg looking at the sun and exploring how to harness its energy into a perpetual power capable of global transportation. Exploration is not only the discovery of the unknown, but also the reinvention and transformation of what we already know. Today, I would like to share with you my own explorations in music. I have been playing music before I could walk. Not because I was one of these genius children with a natural capacity to play an instrument, but entirely due to a very ambitious father and my inability to rebel efficiently against his determination of trying to create some sort of superstar. I resisted. Really, I did. As a 2-year-old, as a 6-year-old, as a 10-year-old. I will spare you the gruesome details of our family life. But in the end, either side achieved victory. He did not realize his dream of creating a champion, famous stage puppet able to bring him prestige and acclaim as the curator. Nor did I succeed in my resistance of not becoming a violinist. I was put through the usual classic procedures. Hours of daily solitary practice, private lessons, competitions, summer music camps, playing for famous musicians, bigger competitions, bigger summer camps. I did not enjoy this process at all. Not the isolation of the training, nor the constant pressure of being compared to others, as if we were horses being trained and judged for our racing capabilities. It felt like running a marathon with no finish line, trying to catch up to those who were ahead and hoping not to be overtaken by those who came after. I was taught to imitate and worship great performers and famous contemporaries, those real child prodigies who had achieved much greater commercial success at the same age. That is what I thought playing the violin was all about, and I did not like it. When I was 18 years old, I had the great fortune of meeting my mentor, Maître Sergiu Luca, who taught me over the course of 7 years, not only the art of violin performance, but more importantly, why music is worth devoting our lives to. He used to shout during our lessons, "Stop playing the violin, play the music!" He did not allow his students to enter competitions. He said, "I'm here to teach you music, not to create some product for the commercial market." Thanks to Mr. Luca, finally, I discovered that playing an instrument is not for the purpose of obtaining fame. Being an instrumentalist is to share music with others. Our profession can be a noble one, translating the beauty of the musical arts into live performances and sharing this beauty with the world. In the year 2000, I joined the l'Orchestre Philharmonique de Monte Carlo, one of the oldest orchestras in Europe. I was very happy to be part of this prestigious symphony orchestra. At the same time, I was very curious also to discover new horizons as a musician. I started to learn and play with musicians from very different musical backgrounds, jazz musicians, reggae musicians, rock musicians. 2 years later, I formed my own band. And we had a regular gig on Wednesday nights in the Raskas Bar. I see there are people who's been, yes, yeah. Well, the Raskas Bar is mostly known for being inside a Formula One circuit. So we had this regular gig. Now, my classical colleagues looked down on my intramural activities. To them, I was a brigand. One lady colleague said to me one day with some disdain, "So, you're now playing in restaurants?" she said. I answered, "No, it's much worse. I play in a bar. People go there to drink." Maybe it's because I was trying to retaliate against all this tyranny that I suffered through childhood, music stand, metronome, partitions, lessons. I wanted to explore beyond the established frontiers what I thought a classical musician can do. Besides my weekly bar gigs, I also joined a circus. And sharing music with different people beyond the classic traditional concert stage was extremely exciting and liberating. And it was encouraging too, because the more I explored, the more I wanted to do new things. In 2005, I created my first charity concert, joining the global movement of solidarity to help tsunami victims in Southeast Asia. The revenue from our concert was able to give some concrete aid to some of those in need. And this was a turning point for me. If musical concerts are able to generate positive impact, concrete aid to our society, why do we not do charity music all the time? Not only as isolated, unique events after some terrible tragedy or disaster, but every day, all the time, because there are worthy projects all over the world, near us, far from us, everywhere. But then we had a practical problem. My friends have said to me, it's very good that you're very generous, you're offering your talent and time to give your music for charity, but you musicians have to make a living. You have to eat, you have to pay rent. It's true. The concept of musical concert is a very old one. Every culture has their own musical language, and the musicians who shared it. And the business model is very simple. We share our talent and our skill, and the public will pay to have a moment of delight, beauty, of entertainment. And this business model has remained intact till this day. But what if we attributed a new quality to its DNA? The way trees have been transformed into Stradivari violins, and sunlight have been harnessed to help solar impulse travel around the world. What if we change and expand, explored beyond the frontiers of our profession? What if musicians became social innovators and make our profession, make our business more social, entrepreneurial? In 2006, jungle music was born. With the encouragement of the government of the Principality of Monaco and the help from a few good friends, we experimented with expanding the two-partner business model into a four-way alliance. Traditionally, a concert, you have two parts: the musician, who plays the music, the public, who buys the ticket. Now, to those two, we added two more: a sponsor, who actually paid for the concert, and an NGO, who receive all the cash revenue from the tickets. The musician still played their concert. We still share our music from the stage. And the public will still buy a ticket and come and hear the concert. But now they have an added satisfaction of knowing their presence during this concert have helped someone somewhere in the world. More and more business and industry leaders are engaging in social responsibility projects. The sponsors we've approached were very open to help fund not only a culture event, but also an event that would help our community. Music is universal. Even if we do not understand each other's spoken language, we can share music together, we can play music together, we would understand each other's songs. We can come together around a musical concert and help our communities. Besides just having a good moment together, we can actually give something concrete to those in need. As a child, I lived in a 9-square-meter room with my family in Beijing. My parents' combined salary was less than $10 a month. We didn't even have a table, so for meals, we used a piano bench as a table. My little brother looked like a cute little girl as a child because he had no clothes for him. He had to wear my old clothes because my parents could not afford little boy clothes for him. And there are so many who have much, much less. Every little bit can help. someone's destiny can be forever changed by the price we pay for pairs of shoes or the ticket to a live concert. Since 2006, Jungle Music created more than 50 concerts, helping NGOs based in more than 20 countries. We built a school for girls in Afghanistan. We created freshwater wells in Africa. We helped women war victims in Congo to reestablish their lives. And we helped elderly people living in poverty to regain some dignity. As musicians, we have a stage. We have a public. We can also be messengers and initiators of society issues that helps our community. Even though our art is often the representation of the past, we are part of today's society, in today's world, and we must become also positive, active forces for the future as well. Classical musicians are not only cultivated conservators and curators of the glorious historical arts, we are also creative and dynamic leaders of tomorrow. Thank you.